Hi guys, so I really wanted to go live, but unfortunately where we live, the signal's not great. So I'm going to pre-record this little reading that I'm going to do. I haven't done a reading in so long, like it's actually been forever. Like I feel like I haven't, it must have been like more than 5 months ago. But I feel super inspired today to reading the energy. I feel like we've been going through a bit of a shift, and I say this quite often, but you notice that energies can become heightened. And when these moments happen, when these energies are intensified, a lot of shifts can happen, will happen, might happen for you. So yeah, I just wanted to read into the energy of it because I've definitely been feeling it a lot with David recently. Just a lot of stuff coming up, and I'm not one to really look into like tarot and angel cards anymore. Like I did come away from it for a long time. I just didn't feel the need to. I felt like I was really listening to my own energy body and things that were happening. But yeah, just recently I've just felt that urge to, pull a few cards, to read deeper into the energy. I can definitely feel something being pulled back. And yesterday I was feeling that just because a lot that was coming up between David and I was feeling like there's definitely some past pullback because I saw a side to David and I that, excuse the helicopter, it's the guy that lives in the mansion up in the road. He turns up in his helicopter, goes back home in his helicopter. A little bit jealous. But yeah, so I felt like David and I, there was a moment of our relationship yesterday that it just reminded us of our old self, the people we were more of in the past, we are definitely less of now in the present. Just it coming back up recently, like the last few days, intensified. It was like, okay, something's happening, something's being pulled back again. And I researched and I found out we're coming up to the Mercury retrograde. And, I don't look into deeply of like Mercury retrograde, what it does, but when you read up on Mercury retrograde and certain planets moving, each planet represent each aspect of our life. And that's something I love it, and I'm so interested in it. I'm sure I'm going to share some more information with you guys, but like intuitively it was like this fiery energy coming through, and yeah, where things can just blow up. And yeah, David and I, we didn't have really like a blow up, like a huge row or anything, but it was definitely more heated than it has been for a really long time. So I knew that there's something more being brought up. So I was like, okay, right, we need to look at this because it's clearly unhealed trauma, unhealed issues between us that we can really look at right now, because we are more conscious, we are more awake, we are more aware, self-aware, in ourselves and each other, that we can do it differently this time. So, once the whole argument did pass over, there was definitely a lot that we saw that we didn't see before. And especially for David, he's been feeling a lot of feelings, especially today, like the aftermath of it. Still like there's little bits just coming up, but he's noticing them really quickly. And earlier this morning he was saying about how horrible he is. And that really, like, when he's being horrible in an argument, I'm horrible back. You just mirror that horribleness, and you say hurtful things, you whatever the situation is that's triggering it. But all I kept saying was, but what you're saying right now is you're being horrible. And that's all I kept saying back to him, rather than taking it personally, which I did feel a little bit offended because he said something to me that was quite horrible. But I held my own and I was like, no, you know what? You are being horrible, and I'm not giving you that satisfaction of being horrible back today. Like, I saw a lot the other day and I was like, no, like, I want you to see this too, because this is not nice. Like, it's not nice behaviour. So yeah, I just and then he really did, like, I think I went, had a little walk just to get some fresh air, and I came back in and he literally just cuddled me. He's like, I'm so sorry. I am so fucking horrible. And for him to say that, like, it completely breaks my heart that he recognised how, like, even though you want them to recognise, you know, you want people to recognise their own behaviour, but just when he did, and I just held him, I said, look, it's okay, like, I'd rather you just admit it and then just feel the pain of what you're doing, because it's not like he's just being horrible to me, he's being horrible to himself, and the reason he's being horrible to me is a reflection of his own horribleness going on within. And yeah, and that's definitely been coming up. So it's a lot of, I just want to say aggressive behaviour, but it kind of is. There's like an aggressiveness to it, and I need to look up on Mercury retrograde what Mercury is, but I'm sure it's similar to Mars. Mars and Mercury are very close together, but when Mercury is in retrograde, like, it definitely brings up a lot of past issues. Like, it's past issues. I need to, like, really research. Like, I can intuitively feel the energy of Mercury, but obviously I don't want to say something that's not, you know, completely 100% correct, but you know, it would make so much sense, because that energy I'm feeling is this sort of like aggressiveness, this horribleness, this narcissisticness, what other feelings? Yeah, horrible, narcissistic, manipulative, like a lot of those energies are coming up. And I know a few of you have been watching David and I for you know, since day one, and we've always shared like what we've gone through, and openly you know, about everything we've gone through. And yeah, this is just like this is just another experience that we're having. But when we first met, so much of this energy came up. You can go back to our first videos, just so much controlling, manipulativeness, horribleness, deceitfulness, like energies playing out between us still, like, and it's like that kind of not wanting to be seen as horrible, so you kind of make it about, like, blame the other person, like you put that horribleness on the other person. And it's just both responsibilities, because, you know, there were moments that I've definitely been horrible to David, and I've said things that aren't that nice, and vice versa. But it's not justifying it by saying, well, you did this. It's about you seeing your own horribleness. And for David to see that today, like, he now is with that grieving pain of that, like guilt of doing that to himself and doing that to me, like hurting me and hurting himself. So he's feeling that guilt today, and I'm just giving him that compassionate space to be able to go through that process. But let's just see what other energies are coming through for us. Oh wow. Yeah, so look, it's all about the man and the woman. These have come up actually upside down like this. That's how they came out. And the fact the cards are in reverse is so, like, yeah, that is really what's happening right now. Like, we're being pulled back, you know what I mean? Like, you want us to be, you know, we want both of us to be in this upright position, 44 and 46 as well. But yeah, it's the healing between both. It's the healing of the heart of the woman, and the woman feeling safe to show her love, you know? Sorry if it's super windy today. I'll just close the door. Ooh. Oh my God, the lighting's so bad. That's right, we're going to carry on because it's definitely less windy. So yeah, it's definitely like something going on with the woman feeling safe in her heart space, being able to be open, being able to be vulnerable. And then the man really reflecting on himself, on his, look, you can see he's focusing on the crystal, like he's becoming crystal clear on himself, on like what he's doing that's affecting the woman in the relationship, or his woman in the relationship. But yeah, the fact that they're upside down is like that these things need work at this time. So if things are like coming up for you in your relationship, or even in yourself, like this could be the masculine and feminine energies in yourself as well, that it will bring up. But normally when you're in a relationship, those parts get split because you're like a couple together, and you sort of represent the feminine and the masculine together, even though you do hold feminine and masculine energies within you too. But yeah, these are definitely saying to me that it's bringing up past issues. So for us right now, the advice card is to take action together. And that is something super important. This card, action, the yin and the yang, the black and the white, the dark, the light and the good, it's everything. It's the good and the bad. It's all like the opposites, but together you have to take action. And the only way to take action is to move forward and to keep going together and address these feelings, because that is so important. Like, to address how you feel, how your partner's making you feel, how you're making your partner feel. Like, just asking those questions. Like, there's a surface level of the argument and everything that that I'd say, like, the problem, the trigger, whatever triggered you, the argument, like whatever that is the surface. It's got actually nothing to do. It's just these experiences at the top of these experiences that you felt a certain way. Okay, now the lighting's totally gone. Let me open the window again. Let's see if it's any better. Ta-da! Is it any better? No, it's probably just better like this. So, and it's those experiences that you've had that need to be looked at from a different perspective. So it's no longer just looking at the problem of it or the argument, the nitty gritty, whatever it was that made the argument happen. That has got nothing to do with it. It's those experiences and how those experiences that made you feel. So the problems that you're having, how do the problems here, but how do they make you feel? That is where you want to get at. The problem, trying to solve the problem, trying to, nitpick the problem of this is this and that is this, it doesn't get you anywhere. Like, the problem is just the experience you've had that's made you feel a certain way, and it's manifesting in your life as a problem. Does that make sense? So yeah, it's for you to now go into, okay, this is the problem, this is the argument, this is the disagreement, this is something that you're doing and whatever's happening, but this is how it's making me feel. And if both of you can go into your feelings, like, you can ask the person watching this, you can ask your partner, okay, like, this was the problem, I get it, like, this was the problem, but how did that make you feel? How did I make you feel in this situation? And do not take it personal, because it's his or hers feeling, and they have every right to express how they feel towards that situation. And it's only when you take things personal, you want to attack, or you want to deny, or you want to say, well, it wasn't me. It doesn't matter. Like, it's irrelevant. Your other half is experiencing these feelings, and vice versa. You are also experiencing these feelings. So, for you to hold space for your partner and say, like, this is, I'm listening to you, and it's, and how that is that making you feel? For you to give space and honour that person's feeling is everything to them, because they then feel heard, they then feel acknowledged, they then feel, listened to. Like, listening to your partner is so key. But when you come back at, like, no, I didn't, or trying to deny it, it cuts off. It then makes that other person, you deny your other person's feelings, and that's mean. That is horrible. So it's just seeing that. So just doing something different, when if after an argument or you want to come together, doing something different is going to help you so much. And just addressing the feeling it's creating, like, put aside everything, because that's just the experience that God gives you so you can go into your own feelings. That's literally it. That is that has to happen for you to feel what you're feeling, because there's still these feelings you're holding on to from your past. And this is why Mercury retrograde, it brings up those feelings. So yeah, to see, use that as an exercise, for you to, take action on addressing, what the female, the feminine, the woman in the relationship, how she's feeling. Like, she wants to be open, she wants to be vulnerable in a good way of being open and receptive and loving and caring and nurturing. That's the feminine. That's the feminine, her pure essence. And the man wants to be logical and practical and be direct, but also there's narcissistic ways of doing that too. So you want to, in the masculine energy, you want to be able to think clearly and straight of, like, okay, yeah, I can see that clearly that I'm doing that. And that is not straight and direct and honest, that's actually manipulative and a bit twisted, because we all carry negative and positive traits to the masculine and feminine energies, like we do, and it's for us to just work through them to make them more pure, because when they are more pure and the woman is in her heart space and open and vulnerable, she is at her happiest. When she's safe, she is at her happiest. And when a man is thinking clearly and you know, with that clarity and that logic and that direction and just that truth, he feels safe around her. He feels safe to be that strength and that safety, that container for that woman to feel safe in, for her to blossom. And they need to work together in this, because the opposites to this can be closed off and can be manipulative and controlling and not seeing straight, you know. So it's up to you to put that action in and just do something different this time. And I'm going to look at the bottom card. Oh, amazing. Angel of Strength. So, yeah, this is definitely a strength card. That is, you know, this energy at the moment is bringing up. It's like just to be strong and be clear on what you want out of this. And, you know, if there's certain situations you're struggling to get through, like, is it like having that strength to get through them? You may have to face a few problems. You may have to have a few arguments, a few uproars of just these emotions, but to take action and do something different, it gives you this new strength as a couple. And I always say, like, you know, when you hear people getting married and it's like through sickness and health, through the good times, through the bad times, like through everything, you have each other's back. And in a relationship, it's that commitment to each other to have the strength to go through the hardest of times. And I feel like this is definitely a reminder of that, like to just to be strong together and to face it together and do something different together. Because you go through this, you go through the past issues coming up, you're going to be stronger as a couple, like 100%. And I'm just going to do one more on the moon cards, just because I love them so much and I feel like I haven't done these in so long. I'm so glad to be back doing these. I'm definitely going to be doing them more on this page. Like I said, I was trying to go live, the signal's not great, but I will do more lives on here. We're just putting our channel together now. I'm getting rid of the Lauren Rose Reiki. We're sort of just leaving the Home of Self-Transformation there, just to put all like the retreat days and everything. And if any of you do want to come to the Home of Self-Transformation, our retreat day, which is on the 18th of September, the Sunday, from 4 till 7, there's still spaces left, just to receive a bit of Reiki, some healing. I pull some energy cards. I'll see what emotions you're still holding on to that maybe you need to release in the session, and you get a whole hour's Reiki session with my level 1 clients that are learning to self-heal. And yeah, level 1 is also, there's more spaces if you are interested in healing, if you feel like you've got a gift that you want to share and you feel like you're the person that everyone comes to for like problem solving, and you just feel like you're a natural healer. Level 1 Reiki is for you. Like if you're being called to learn more about healing and helping others, level 1 is like a good starting point. And like I said, I do level 1, level 2, masters and teacher for Reiki as well. And Dave and I are also going to be doing an emotional health coaching course for those that want to take their Reiki sessions to another level. So definitely keep an eye out for that. That's going to be probably coming out around about March next year. So we're just really working on the course at the moment. But yeah, if you feel like you're a natural healer, you need to come down on Sunday. Come and see me, and I'll yeah, it would be great to talk. Let's see what is coming up in the moon energy today. Have faith in your dreams. Waxing crescent moon. We have this one, beautiful card. There's a butterfly here as well, and there's a lot of growth here. Like you can see everything's growing here, and this is definitely something where, and I think a waxing crescent moon as well also represents growth. Yeah, it definitely does. It represents growth and yeah, having faith in your dreams. I mean, if you've got a dream and you want to make that happen, you've got to make that happen. The only thing that's in the way of making your dreams happen are your emotions and your limiting beliefs, and that all comes from past experiences. So we've got another purple card here. So the purple is definitely representing the third eye. So you're getting a lot of awakenings here. There's a balance symbol here, and this is a full moon in Libra, and Libra is all about balancing. And I always say balancing is like balancing your feminine and masculine energies, balancing yourself in a more harmonious way. And it's a win-win outcome is forecast. So yeah, if you guys are feeling, you know, in a bit of a rough state right now, like feeling drawn back, feeling being pulled within, feeling unbalanced, there's something coming out of this, but there's some growth coming out of this. So there's something you may need to go back onto the past to reevaluate, to do differently, because there's a cycle that needs to be broken. And I'm feeling that message super, super clear, because how you've dealt with it in the past didn't deal with it. So there's another outcome, but this outcome is a win-win situation. So even though it might not feel that right now, it's going to come out in the next full moon, which is about to come now. So we've had the new moon not long ago. I think it was last weekend. But yeah, in like a week or two, a week and a half or something, the full moon will come and these problems will be solved. There will be a win-win outcome of this. So yeah, keep your vision. Like if you know you're wanting to work on this relationship, you're wanting to work on even just the relationship with yourself, there's something that you're being drawn back to right now. So address it and do something different. So I hope this message was great for you today, and definitely comment below if you're loving these videos, because I'm going to definitely be doing more of them. I've said this before, but we've had so much busy days and times, like I haven't really had the time to do it, but I'm actually feeling super inspired at the moment to like share, whereas I've definitely been in an enclosed shell for a while now, but I'm ready to come out. So if you're liking these videos, please comment, please share if you feel like this is going to help any of your friends as well. And I'm sending so much love and support through these mad crazy energy times. We're going to be getting a lot of them in the near future, because the world is just changing. I'm sure you guys know the world is shifting, so we've got to stick together and help each other. So love you all.